Do you really believe your muscles will keep getting bigger and bigger just because you keep eating more protein? What if I told you that after a certain point, eating more protein doesn't help at all, and might actually make it harder to build muscle? Today, I'm going to show you the research that challenges one of the biggest beliefs in fitness, and reveal the two things that matter more for muscle growth than protein ever will. But first, we need to understand how protein became the most overrated nutrient in the gym. Protein didn't become popular for no reason. When you lift weights, you trigger something called muscle protein synthesis, a signal that tells your muscles, build. And protein provides the raw material. Think of muscle like a brick house. Training is the blueprint. Protein is the bricks. No bricks, no house. So naturally, people assumed, more bricks equals bigger house. And that's where things went wrong. Back in the golden era of bodybuilding, it wasn't unusual for guys to eat a dozen eggs in one sitting, pounds of chicken breast every day, over 300 grams of protein daily. And that mindset never left. Even today, you'll see lifters religiously following 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, 200 plus grams per day no matter what. Panic if they miss their protein target. I know, because I did the exact same thing. Once the fitness industry became obsessed with protein, the food industry jumped in. Suddenly we had protein cereal, protein cookies, protein chips, protein ice cream, even protein coffee. Most of these products are just cheap protein powder added to junk food. But slap high protein on the label. And now it costs 20% more. And people gladly pay, thinking they're buying muscle. But here's the problem. No one ever asked the most important question. How much muscle do you actually gain from eating more protein? A group of top protein researchers decided to answer that exact question. They gathered 62 long-term resistance training studies, where people lifted weights but ate different amounts of protein. Then they plotted it. Protein intake on the x-axis, muscle growth on the y-axis. And the results shocked them. In one study, lifters ate what most gym bros would call low protein, 0.45 grams per pound of body weight. For a 180-pound lifter, that's just 82 grams per day. Basically, 2 chicken breasts. They gained muscle. Now double the protein, around 160 grams per day. Using gym logic, you'd expect double the gains. But the growth was almost identical. Then they pushed it further. 270 grams per day. 6 chicken breasts. And surprisingly, they gained less muscle. Okay, maybe that was just one study. So researchers zoomed out and looked at all the studies together. If protein truly drove muscle growth, you'd expect the graph to slope upward. Instead, it was basically flat, meaning once protein intake is adequate, pushing it higher gives little to no extra benefit. Some researchers aren't even confident the benefit exists at all. Dr. Eric Trexler from Duke University explained it perfectly. If you have more bricks than the blueprint calls for, you don't get a bigger house. You just get leftover bricks. But research is one thing. What about real life? What if a pro natural bodybuilder cut his protein intake in half, removed meat, eggs, and fish, went fully plant-based? Surely he'd lose muscle, right? That's exactly what Alex Leonitis did. He went from 200 grams of protein per day, down to 90 to 120 grams, all plant-based. And after 2.5 years, no loss of strength, no loss of size, no loss of recovery. Still benching 405 pounds at 181 pounds body weight. His gains never slowed. Here's the most revealing experiment of all. One group doubled their protein intake. Another group didn't. Neither group trained. After 8 weeks, nothing happened. No muscle. No strength. Just more expensive urine. Now compare that to this. Patients forced onto extremely low-protein diets, under 50 grams per day, started lifting weights. Despite the low protein, they gained over 20% muscle size, 30% strength. That tells us something critical. When you connect all the evidence, the hierarchy becomes clear. Muscle growth is driven by keycap 1 hard, progressive training. Keycap 2 enough calories to fuel recovery. Keycap 3 protein, only after the first 2 are covered. And here's the twist. Too much protein can actually hurt your gains. Problem number 1, appetite suppression. Protein is extremely filling and burns the most calories to digest. If you struggle to gain weight, it makes eating enough harder. Problem number 2, cost. That extra 100 grams of protein you don't need? That's roughly $5 per day. Almost $1,500 per year. Carbs give you the same training fuel for pennies. Problem number 3, macronutrient imbalance. Too little fat hurts hormones. Too few carbs drain glycogen. And weaker workouts mean less growth. Protein isn't useless, it's just overhyped. It matters most in 3 situations. Keycap 1 when intake is very low. Below ~0.55 g per pound, recovery suffers. Keycap 2 during fat loss, especially below 15% body fat. Protein helps preserve muscle and control hunger. Keycap 3 adherence. If you enjoy protein-rich foods, that's fine. Consistency matters for most lifters. 0.55 to 0.63 g per pound near maximal gains. 0.64 to 0.72 g per pound very likely maxed out. 0.73 to 1 g per pound best for dieting or peace of mind. That's it. Muscle isn't built by obsessing over protein labels. It's built by training hard, eating enough, and letting protein play its supporting role, not the lead.